What is up, everybody? Matt Modai here with Jedi Modai Sports Network, and I have two pumped up player props for Monday Night Football tonight. We got Vikings versus 49ers, and I have two laddered, two pumped up, whatever you want to call it, player props for Monday Night Football tonight. And all I mean by pumped up player props or ladders is I choose a player prop that I like and I just take it way over their main line, but for incredibly juicy odds. Basically what I'm doing, trying to capture the magic for those of you that did follow me there on the Dong Report, where I would give out like 3 home run picks a day, and all I needed was one of those 3 to cash, and we were making money. I've been doing it for one whole day so far. The good news is that one day was a success. I gave out 3 pumped up player props for yesterday's slate. We got 2 of those 3 to cash. We had Puka Nacua, 100 plus receiving, that cashed. We had Kenneth Walker, 100 plus rushing, that cashed. The only one that missed was DeAndre Swift, 100 plus rushing, so that was our loss. We end the day up plus 5.90 units. That's our total profit on these pumped up player props as well, because that was my first day doing it. Overall, the NFL season had not been treating me kindly, so it was nice to have a good day on my first day doing this. As for today, I mentioned I have 2 more for you guys. Definitely recommend subscribing if you are not already. Hopefully, we can turn this into a profitable venture. And let's chat. So the first play that we're going to go ahead and lock in here is George Kittle, 70 plus receiving yards. That is at plus 245 odds at DraftKings. So the play here is because of Deebo Samuel missing the game. Now, these numbers are dating back to last year, but here are George Kittle's last 5 games in which Deebo Samuel didn't play. His receiving yardage totals: 181, 39, 93, 120, and 23. And then here is the one game he played without Brandon Ayuk. Now, Ayuk is in tonight, but the reason why I'm adding him is because basically with the logic being, whenever the 49ers are missing one of their stud receivers, George Kittle takes a lot of the receiving work. So the one game without without Brandon Ayuk with Purdy, 90 receiving yards. So basically there's been 6 games in which one of Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk were missing. George Kittle hit 70 plus receiving yards in 4 of those 6 games. That's pretty good. I mentioned, whenever the 49ers are missing one of their stud receivers, Kittle's role increases. When everybody's healthy, Kittle gets a little bit of the short end of the stick, and he's mostly used as a blocker or maybe a little bit of a red zone threat, but does not get a lot of work. When one of them is out, that is absolutely not the case. And for this game specifically tonight, not only is Deebo Samuel out, but Christian McCaffrey is at least banged up. Now, reports are that he's most likely going to play, but if he's banged up, it's unlikely that he's going to get his full complement of snaps. So yeah, they're going to work in Jordan Mason and they're going to work in Elijah Mitchell, but they're also probably going to pass a little bit more than they would, and they're probably going to need George Kittle to do that. So my guess here is that George Kittle is going to get a pretty decent amount of work. For him, that could be like 7, 8, 9 targets. Hopefully we can get up to 10 to help us hit this 70 plus. And even with George Kittle having a little bit of lower production, if you look at his entire year, he still grades out pretty well, specifically as a receiving target. So DVOA looks at tight ends as receivers, doesn't even take into account blocking. And DVOA has him as the 3rd best receiving tight end in the NFL. The Vikings defense, surprisingly not as horrible as I expected heading into the year, but the 49ers should still have a ton of success against the Vikings. And I'm guessing a lot of that will come from George Kittle. We just need him to get to 70 plus receiving yards. Again, it's plus 245 odds at DraftKings. Next up, our second play and final play of the evening. It's very, very similar. They're definitely related. They're definitely positively correlated. We're taking George Kittle to record 6 plus receptions. This is at plus 265 odds at FanDuel. Pretty similar logic to the first play. For whatever reason, if the yards aren't there, I still do like his receptions to get to 6 plus. Looking at the same exact splits, without Deebo for 5 games, without Ayuk for 1 game. Here are his reception totals in the 5 games that Deebo has missed: 9, 3, 4, 6, 4. And then in the 1 game without Brandon Ayuk, he had 7 receptions. So in a 6-game sample size, which I'm not going to pretend is a ton, but still 6 games, he has hit 6 plus receptions 3 of those 6 times. So very confident, as I mentioned. George Kittle is going to get a lot of work. Obviously, if one of these cashes, the other one is more likely to cash, but all we need is one in order to be profitable, and it is possible that either Kittle is used more for the short game, so he gets his receptions but not the yards. The polar opposite is also possible, where George Kittle is used as a deep threat and he gets a bunch of long plays, not a ton of volume. As long as we get one of these, we are making money. That's the beauty of these pumped up props. And that's all I got. So I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff helps me out a ton. And have a good one.